one of the things that most therapists, or if you have best friends, can hear is a common theme that most people complain about their primary caregiver, whether that's a mommy, a daddy, two daddies, an aunt, a grandmother, whoever was that caregiver.
A German Shepherd.
It could be the lady or the guy at the orphanage, you know, whatever. It could be a gosh darn duck, right?
Yeah.
But we all have issues with those primary caregivers. And if people can vent and not be told to shut up and you shouldn't talk like that, that's how it tends to get started, is when we are silenced too quickly, that then we carry little kids, little problems, they say, big kids, big problems.
That's a good one.
And I'm a parent, and I got to tell you, enjoy when they're 1, 2, and 3, because there's an age 4 that comes up and that doesn't have a good nickname.
I think I said it before, unfortunately, or fortunately, when you have trauma, a human being, this is so, it's a bummer for me. We actually have to be validated. So if you're wondering whether or not to validate a child for whatever trauma they had, and you really don't want them to be the screaming mess. I guess when they fall, you're supposed to pretend that didn't really happen and move on. I gotta say, unfortunately.
No, that didn't hurt that much.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to actually name it, what happened. Oh, you fell. You must have hurt yourself. Let me put a Band-Aid on and then let's move forward, because apparently the
human psyche,
humans, beings, and in therapy for a really, really, really long time, they were constantly looking for, is it approval? Oh, that word, disappointment. Try not to say that as an adult to a kid. Do you realize you can hit a kid and they can get over it? But when you say that word, I couldn't get over it. In therapy, I kept hearing this word disappointed. I disappointed who cares? I couldn't believe it. I was like disappointed. I didn't really catch on. So I guess words hurt more sometimes than objects do.
So there's a history too. Sticks and stones will break my bones.
Yeah.
Words will never hurt me.
Yeah.
That
the whole world
was a man of a religion. I want to call him Christian somewhere, but don't quote me. But there was this religious person in a community that changed on purpose the original poem that actually, I don't even know the author of the poem, but sticks and stones can break my bones, but words, it's the answer to the rest of that sentence is they hurt me more. Right.
But so, it starts out that they may never hurt me, but at the end of it,
no. So a religious person changed it on purpose. I just read it. It was like an anthropological article, and they changed it on purpose for like crowd control. They didn't want a lot of verbal bullies. You know, maybe it was during alcohol prohibition days where you had a lot of people overly drinking and screaming profanities, but it was like they were trying to convince people that words don't hurt when they really do. So then I grow up with ADD, and my ancestors all have ADD. I believe the short and abridged version to be true. And now I don't understand why the words are hurting me.
But if we went back to the original poem, I guess it does say that. Because I was accused of that. My ex-husband and Jane said they would rather be hit by a baseball bat than to hear my words. And I found that ridiculous at the time. But when I hear the disappointment, I was like, oh my words must have been harsh. I was downplaying how I spoke to people.